Welcome to my YouTube channel Astha School Shivahar.
And welcome students to online classes. Today we are going to start our SSC subject from geography portion. So our first chapter is India's size and location. This is a very small chapter, but it is one of the important chapter in your book. It will, if you read this chapter very well, it will help you to for the better understanding of in the upcoming chapters as well. Before I start this chapter, I want to tell you I haven't got any books yet. Those of you who haven't got the books, you can download PDF from the internet, and you can continue with these classes. Students, I have downloaded PDF in my phone, and I am teaching you according to this. Okay. First, India is one of the ancient civilizations in the world. It has achieved multifaceted socio-economic progress during the last 5 decades. It moved forward, displaying remarkable progress in the field of agriculture, industry, technology, and overall economic development. India has also contributed to the making of world history. So this is the introduction part of this chapter, India's size and location. India is, as we all know, India is one of the very ancient civilization of the world. It has faced various economic and social progress during the last 50 years, whether it is in the field of agriculture or whether it is in the field of industry, technology, and other various socio-economic development. India has also contributed greatly to the world history. How India has contributed greatly to the world history? Because India has provided world with various various products. India has a connection with the outside world through sea routes, through land routes. So India's interaction with world creates the history with the rest of world. Okay. Next one, location. Now, India's size and location. India is located entirely in the northern hemisphere and entirely in the eastern hemisphere. India's location can be of two types. One is relative location and another one is absolute location. What is relative location? Relative locations are those in relation to the other countries. For example, if we say that India is located in the here is the India, and it is located in the southeast part of Pakistan. Otherwise, India is located in the southern part of Nepal. So this kind of location is also known as relative location. And what is absolute location? Absolute location is based on the latitude and longitudes. So before we go the location of India on the basis of latitude and longitude, we have to understand what is latitude and what is longitude. So if you look at this map, it consists of lines all the way through. It consists of vertical lines as well as horizontal lines. These vertical lines running north-south direction are known as longitudes, and those horizontal lines running from west to east is known as latitudes. So latitudes and longitudes are imaginary lines drawn on a map or a globe. This is the definition of latitudes and longitudes. If someone asks you what is latitude and longitude, you can say that latitudes and longitudes are imaginary lines that are drawn on a map or a globe. It is not the actual lines. If you look at the outside world, we do not see any lines drawing on our earth. So it is only drawn on a map or a globe to find out the location or time in our earth. So you have to understand one thing, or you have to remember one thing. Every 30 degree longitudes makes the time difference of 2 hours. Okay, every 30-degree longitudes makes the time difference of 1 hour. So you can see here also, this is 0-degree latitudes. Here it is 12 noon. If we move towards westward, or if we move towards eastward, 0 to 30-degree longitude, it has the time difference of 2 hours. Okay, so let's start. Location. India is a vast country. We all know that India is a very vast country, lying entirely in the northern hemisphere, and the mainland extends between 8 degree 4 minute and 37 degree 6 minute north latitudes, and 68 degree 7 minute east and 97 degree 25 minute east longitudes. So India is a vast country, and it extends from 8 degree 4 minute north longitude latitude to 37 degree 6 minute north latitude. So why here the question arises, why the northern portion of India is also lying in the northern hemisphere, and why the southern portion of the India is also in the northern hemisphere? It is because that India is entirely lies in the northern hemisphere. How can we say that India is entirely lies in the northern hemisphere? If we look at the world map, here the 0-degree equator, here the 0-degree, which is also called equator, that divides the equator is a line that divides the earth into two parts, that is northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. The countries above the equator lies entirely in the northern hemisphere. Okay, so India extends between 8 degree 4 minute north to 37 degree 6 minute north latitudes. Here India lies above the equator, so it falls entirely in the northern hemisphere. Likewise, the prime meridian or meridian, which is 0-degree longitude, is longitudes. So India is a vast country, and it extends from 8 degree 4 minute north longitude latitude to 37 degree 6 minute north latitude. So why here the question arises, why the northern portion of India is also lying in the northern hemisphere, and why the southern portion of the India is also in the northern hemisphere? It is because that India is entirely lies in the northern hemisphere. How can we say that India is entirely lies in the northern hemisphere? If we look at the world map, here the 0-degree equator, here the 0-degree, which is also called equator, that divides the equator is a line that divides the earth into two parts, that is northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. The countries above the equator lies entirely in the northern hemisphere. Okay, so India extends between 8 degree 4 minute north to 37 degree 6 minute north latitudes. Here India lies above the equator, so it falls entirely in the northern hemisphere. Likewise, the prime meridian or meridian, which is 0-degree longitude, likewise the prime meridian or meridian, which is 0-degree longitude, that divides the earth into two equal parts, that is eastern hemisphere and western hemisphere. India is located in the 68 degree 7 minute east longitude to 97 degree 25 minute east longitude. It means that India is entirely located in the eastern hemisphere as well. So here India lies in the 60 you can see here India lies entirely in the northern hemisphere. The 0-degree longitudes or prime meridians is here, so India is entirely located in the eastern hemisphere. The Tropic of Cancer 23 degree 30 minute north divides the country into two equal halves. The here if you look at if you got the atlas or if you got any kinds of map, you can look in that map also. You can see that the Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degree north latitude, that divides the India into two equal half, that is North India and South India. To the south east and southwest of the mainland lies the Andaman and Nicobar Island and Lakshadweep Island in the Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea respectively. Find out the extent of these groups of islands from your atlas. Okay, this is Indian mainland. What is Indian mainland? If we exclude Andaman and Nicobar Island and Lakshadweep Island, the a portion from Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari is known as Indian mainland. If we exclude the two groups of island, the whole India is known as Indian mainland. If we include Lakshadweep and Andaman and Nicobar Island, it is known as Indian Union. So if we talk about 8 degree 4 minute north latitude to 37 degree 6 minute north latitude and 68 degree 7 minute east longitude to 97 degree 25 minute east longitude, we are talking about the location of only the Indian mainland, not the Indian Union. We are excluding the Indian Union. We are excluding the Lakshadweep and Andaman and Nicobar Island. So the India has two groups of island, that is lying in the west of the Indian mainland, that is in the Arabian Sea, that is Lakshadweep Island, and in the east Andaman and Nicobar Island, that is in the Bay of Bengal. Welcome students to online classes. Today we are going to continue our previous chapter. So we have in the last chapter we have finished about the location of India. Today we are going to start size. Size. The landmass of India has an area of 3.28 million square kilometer. India's total areas account for 2.4% of the total geographical area of the world. The whole, if you look at the you have to understand that India is the 7th largest countries of the world. It has an area of 3.28 million square kilometer, which accounts for the 2.4% of the total area of the world. From figure 1.2, it is clear that India is the 7th largest country in the world. I have already said that India is the 7th largest countries in the world. You can also see it from the figure number 1.2. Here you can find that Russia is the largest country of the world with 17.07 million square kilometer. Second, followed by Canada, stands second with 9.97 million square kilometer. After that, USA holds third position in the total geographical area of the world with 9.80 million square kilometer. China comes fourth, Brazil comes fifth, Australia, then India is the 7th largest countries of the world with 3.28 million square kilometer. India has a land boundary of 15,200 kilometer and the total length of the coastline of the mainland including Andaman and Nicobar Island and Lakshadweep is 7,516.6 kilometer. So the whole land boundary of India is 15,200 kilometer, and the coastline of India from here Gujarat in the west to Bengal in the east, it is 7,516.6 kilometer, including the coastline of Andaman and Nicobar Island and Lakshadweep Island. India is bounded by Yongford Mountain in the northwest, north and northeast. We all know that India To the north of India lies the Himalayan mountain range and it extends from northwest to the east of India, northeast of India. Since about 22 degree latitude, it begins to get taper and extend toward the Indian Ocean, divided it into two seas, the Arabian Sea in the west and Bay of Bengal in the east. If you look at 22 degree latitude, the India becomes to get taper, it becomes to get narrower. Okay, that divides the Indian Ocean into two parts, that is Bay of Bengal in the east and Arabian Sea in the west. Look at the figure 1.3 and note that the latitudinal and longitudinal extent of mainland is about 30. Despite this fact, the east-west extent appears to be smaller than the north-south extent. If you look at figure number 1.3, you can find that the latitudinal extension as well as longitudinal extension. The latitudinal extension as well as longitudinal extension is 30 degree. If you divide 37 degree 6 minutes to 8 degree 4 minutes, you will get the value something around 30 degree. And if you divide 97 degree 25 minutes and 68 degree 7 minutes, sorry, not divide. If we subtract 37 degree 6 minutes not to 8 degree 4 minutes not, you will get a value something around 30 degree. Or if you subtract 97 degree 25 minutes east from 68 degrees 7 minutes is longitude, you will also get value something around 30 degree. Okay, but if you look at the north-south extension and east-west extension, you will find that the east-west extension is much smaller than north-south extension. But the value of both extensions are somewhat similar. From Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, there is a time lag of 2 hours. Hence, the time along the standard meridians of India, 82 degree 30 minutes, is passing through Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh is taken as the standard time for the whole country. I have told you in the previous classes that 30 degree longitudes makes a time difference of 2 hours. So the longitudinal extension of India is somewhere close to 30 degrees. So the distance from Arunachal Pradesh to Gujarat is 30 degrees. So it makes a time difference of 2 hours. The Arunachal Pradesh is 2 hours earlier. The sun rises in the Arunachal Pradesh 2 hours earlier than the Gujarat. So we have to come out with the central location from where we can measure time for the whole nation. That's why we taken the 82 degree 30 minutes, that is in the Mirzapur, Uttar Pradesh as a standard time for the whole country. The latitudinal extent influences the day and night as we move from north to south. The latitudinal extent influences the duration of day and night, whereas the longitudinal extent influences the time.
Thanks for watching this video.